How did I become an industrial designer? It all started when I was young, growing up in a family of mechanical people who do things themselves, build hot rods and off-road cars. Some of those traits, skills, and passions have been passed on to me. From elementary school to high school, I was always drawing and enjoyed projects which had some artistic and creative aspects. When it came to college, I didn't know what I wanted to do or study, but it was going to be art-related. I focused on taking a variety of art classes at Pasadena City College, and I learned a lot and was exposed to many new creative subjects such as jewelry making and graphic design. One summer, I took a class called Sketching for Design, without knowing much about it. It turned out to be a product design-like sketching class taught by Stan Kong, who was the head of Art Center College of Design graduate ID program. Art Center is only a few miles away from PCC, and most of the professors were also Art Center professors. It was in this class that I learned what the industrial design profession was, and I got a small taste of it. You mean there was a job that required building, drawing, creative thinking that could be applied to almost any field? Sign me up. From there I took 3 more product design classes at PCC, all project-based and mostly focused on sketching and marker rendering. Through this program, I was invited to participate in an Art Center event called Formula E, an international competition where teams design and build rubber band RC cars and compete with them. Each grad ID team at Art Center teamed up with a student from PCC to help out with the team. It was through this experience that I learned what it was like to be an ID student, learning about the model shop, the laser cutting, the 3D printing, the late nights, the working with your classmates in the studio. This was the college experience I was interested in. I graduated from PCC with an AA in Studio Arts and transferred to Cal State Long Beach, which had an ID program, where I've taken many more design classes. In the 3 years at Cal State Long Beach, I've worked on many projects. One project I'd like to share is a project called Clip It, where we are tasked to design a clip of choice during the first semester of junior year. While deciding on the topic of the project, I thought to my past experiences and looked for issues revolving around the outdoors and camping to solve with a clip. Something stood out to me, which is a common issue while on a road trip: blocking the sun while being a passenger, and blocking the light while sleeping in a car. Have you ever been on a road trip in the back seat on the sunny side of the car in the summer, baking in the heat and unable to see? We've all done it. Being a rear seat passenger, you roll down the window and frantically stuff a blanket in the crack while the driver rolls it back up, while hoping you don't get your fingers smashed. This method, although not impossible, can be strenuous, dangerous, and damaging to the items being outside of a moving car. While car camping, covering the windows to keep a light out has a similar problem, and more windows must be covered while sleeping in the back. There are many options out there to block the sun in a car. Most of them are suction cup mounted to the window, some are expensive built-in features, and some are required to be put on before the car is in motion. Suction cups can be unreliable, can leave marks on the window, and often do not cover the whole window, and no one wants to have to stop on the side of the road to put a shade on. So how else might we create shade in the car in an easy, inexpensive way? Could a clip of some sort help solve this problem? During this project, I paid attention to parking lots and on a daily basis and began to notice just how many people makeshift ways to block the sun. Often napping in college campus parking lot or in places where people live in their cars. Even on the road, it's easy to spot a shirt or blanket flapping in the wind. This led me to believe that people tend to use what they have on hand to shade themselves, and that I would try to approach this issue utilizing the items already in the car. So instead of making a shade, I can make a clip to hold a shirt or blanket that would have been used anyway in an easy-to-use way. My final solution, the trip clip, is a window clip that utilizes any fabric already in the car to block the sun. It can be easily done by one person, and it's safer for the passenger, driver, and the article of clothing. It's simple to use. Just roll the window down, attach the clips, and roll it back up. Then you can take your time attaching the shade of choice to the clips. It's simple, injection moldable, and inexpensive. The most challenging aspect of this project was getting the correct tolerances of the clip in the window, and that would be strong enough to hold the fabric. To overcome this issue, many prototypes were made with slight variations. I tested them all in car windows and trying to hang various different fabrics up in until I arrived at a solution that worked the way I wanted it. The clip offers a unique feature that other shade options do not. They can be used not only on a single window, but they can be used to go across the car, window to window. With a vast number of Americans owning cars and a growing population of car campers, and many people who live in their cars either by choice or necessity, it could become a useful tool to many. The trip clip is handy, easy to store, simple clip to block the light in car interiors. My name is Brayton Hammerli, and thank you for listening.